you have an opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad.
I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far as say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely.
Minority voters are less likely to have the kinds of IDs that have been described or required.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy access to DMVs or other.
All right, so this is a type of liberal that I would refer to as a privileged liberal. They're not impoverished liberals. They are a little bit disconnected from reality, but they are not believing what they do out of a sense of entitlement necessarily. They actually believe that they are trying to promote goodness and fairness in society. But somewhere in the idiotic nonsense of this clip is a sense of reason, I guess. I actually do think a lot of impoverished people in general, not just blacks, are not aware of processes that are in place for things like voting, just government services in general. But, if you've grown up without role models, you might struggle to know why you need a SSN or a birth certificate. The problem is that all of this isn't really relevant to whether or not, the issue of whether or not we need voter identification. No one appears to be arguing yet about whether or not someone should be a citizen of the United States in order to vote, right? The problem is, how do you prove that you are a citizen when you vote? So Democrats so far offer no suggestions. The only methods we regularly use to determine whether or not you are a citizen of this country is usually either a birth certificate or a social security card, or maybe you could use a form of government identification that requires you to submit one of those documents, like, say, a passport. However, since Democrats oppose making those forms of ID a voting requirement, I'm really interested in how they would propose making sure that only citizens are participating in our voting system. Sorry guys, but if you don't have a way to prove you are a citizen, you cannot be allowed to vote. It's that simple. Voting is a discriminative process. You are not allowed to vote if you are not a citizen. that is a discrimination. We cannot allow everybody. So how do you propose making sure that only the people that have the right to vote in this country are actually the ones doing so?